about the training and the resources, there's a whole idea that I've heard and I've seen from different various social groups, such as the Black Lives Matter movement. They are proponent for defund the police. What do you think about that whole idea about defunding the police? Will that help or will that hurt the minority?
No, all that's going to do is hurt. It's going to make things worse. And here's the thing: is I always laugh because people think that this whole defund the police is new. You know, if you know the history of defunding the police movement, it actually started in the early '60s. It started up in Chicago with the Black Panthers. There's a matter of fact, there was a movie that came out this year, and I always forget the name of the movie. And I went to go see it, and I was like, "This is an awesome movie for this whole defund the police movement." You know, Chicago at the time was an all Caucasian police department. You know, they were at war with the Black Panthers. They burned down the Black Panthers facility, headquarters. It started this whole defund the police movement. But coming to today, I wish people would use the proper term and say reallocate instead of defund. You know, as a police chief or as a police administrator, I have no problem with you taking things away that do not belong in my wheel well, such as mental health issues. I mean, I have to be trained on how to deal with them. But hey, I've already got trained on law enforcement. You gave me 6 months. You know, now you want me to be an expert psychologist, psychiatrist. You know, you want me to be a priest. You want me to be a doctor. You want me to be a nurse. You want me to be a teacher, a father, a brother, an uncle. You want me to be all of these things. You don't give me the tools to do it. You know, so for instance, if you take NYPD, you know, they took, I think, a big chunk. LAPD took a big chunk from there. But if you actually look, it was a reallocation of funds. It wasn't a defunding. So they took the mental health services away from the police department and put it in a different aisle in the city budget. They just took that money and reallocated it. So there's really no defunding. But when you come in and if you're going to talk about defunding and you're starting to hurt the training, the number of officers we can hire, then there's no place for that. You know, I mean, a lawless society is an anarchist society, and you know, we're a nation of laws and rules, and I think mankind in any nation has to have rules and guidelines, and you have to have guardians to be able to keep that. And I think that that's what law enforcement should be looked at as guardians and not as this law enforcement. We're here to protect and make sure that everybody is equally protected and served. And the key word there is equally. And I think that's one of the major things that's missing in law enforcement is that while we may be equal, but are we all valued at the same equity level? Do we all have the same equity? And right now we don't. So with the proper training, education, resources, you'll be able to balance it out and you'll have true justice just the way Lady Justice is supposed to be.